Okay, folks, I may have come up with a solution to my Chevy Nova aluminum spacers. I knew I had these pieces, and I finally found them. These are rubber blocks. They're hard rubber blocks, and they came off of the rear bumper, I believe, a '69 Plymouth Fury. They were like a spacer for the brackets. And I've actually parted out a couple of cars that had these. It may not be '69 Fury, that's the only thing that came on. It might have been some other Chrysler products, but that's the trick right there. I'll have to trim them down, and I'm gonna drill a hole right straight through the center, and then I'll drill a bigger hole here to fit, so they'll fit over this lock nut. And man, that should do the trick. And these are good and hard; they won't give, and I think that's gonna work just fine right there. We're gonna try it anyway. Let me set my workbench up and get my saw out, my drill out, and go to it. Okay, Furious fans, what I ended up doing, making those rubber blocks, just cut them down, and I drilled a hole right through the center, and they fit right on there, and I cut them down to the same exact height as those aluminum bushings, and that seems to be doing the trick. Now, we ran into a snag back here on the trunk seal. Let me walk you back here. You know, I had the little pinholes scattered all through here, and I was using that epoxy, and I put that epoxy in and let it harden and sanded on it. And as I was sanding on it, this metal is real thin, and it was some more popped up under the paint. I epoxied those, let it dry, continued to sand on it. You can see here's epoxy right here, and a little pinhole right to the edge of it, and a pinhole over here. So the metal all around this is real thin. So I went and took some scissors and just kind of tapping around, and it's pretty brittle. Probably out to about right here. Looked up under the car. It's kind of got that scaly. It ain't like it's going to rust and fall off in the next year, but probably when I had the bumper off the car, I probably should have, and I had more access to all that, and had the trunk pan out. I should have probably looked up under there and addressed all that. And I didn't even think about that. So here we are. I guess for now, I'm just chasing my tail here. Every time I would sand, I'd open up more holes. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to primer this and just put the seal right over top of it, and I'll come up under the bottom and undercoat it, and that should keep some moisture out. And I'll just undercoat all the way across the back of it, and that'll buy me some time until we decide what we're going to do with the car. And as far as continue racing it, putting money into it, or just letting it be just an old Saturday night bracket car that we don't really care that much about. So, we'll see how it goes. That's all I can tell you. But yeah, I'll be here forever chasing these little pinholes on this thing. I'll continue to open them up. And the epoxy, you can see where there's epoxy right there. You can see a little bump right there. I didn't worry about getting it super smooth because this whole panel is not smooth. It's got all kinds of lumps and bumps in it. So that's not important. The main thing is just have a good clean surface for the gasket to adhere to. So that's where we're at. We'll just undercoat the bottom of it, and I've already crawled up under and hit it with some of that rust inhibitor stuff to convert the rust. But obviously, because of the wiring and the brackets for the bumper and all, I couldn't really get up in there good. Like I said, it should have been done when all that stuff was off the car. But that's where we're at. We'll just have to punt on this one and try to score points next time around. Okay, folks, I came out this morning, it's Saturday morning, and started sanding that epoxy down, and it was looking good. But what happened, as I was sanding down through the paint, I revealed some more. Focus, there we go. See a little hole right there, and a hole right here, and a couple of holes right there. Now they run underneath the paint. I've got enough of it sanded down now. I think that's it. So what I'm going to have to do, another delay, I'm going to have to put some more epoxy in that. And so I'm going to get the heat gun out and dry this up good, because I've been wet sanding. It's cold. Get a good warming up with the heat gun. It's so cold out here. It's probably about 60 degrees out here this morning. Tad bit on the chilly side for me wearing my shorts here, but no big deal. So let me warm that up with the heat gun, and I'll put some more epoxy in that, and then maybe later today we can get into working that out. Well, the anal retentive got the better of me. Could not leave those little holes in there despite myself. Even though this isn't a top-notch quality repair I'm trying to do here. It's not like I'm working on a $100,000 car here. So I went on and put some more epoxy in there. By the way, here's some of that stuff that I mixed up the other day. And it is like a little pebble. That is hard as a brick. So I like this stuff. So anyway, I sanded it down. It's not completely as slick as it probably was in the other ones. That's what happened. I was sanding down into a rusty panel. So this one is, you can still feel a little bit, but I mean, compared to the rest, it's fine. It's really fine. The gasket will sit on it with the weather stripping adhesive. And here's an example right here. It's rough right there, so this is fine. Like I said, you run your finger across it, feel a little dip right here. It'll be fine. The gasket will lay in there just fine. So hopefully this car won't be outside much. It will be outside some. You know, obviously if it rains at the track or whatever, you know, it's gonna get wet, but it's not like it's gonna be sitting out for 10 to 15 years. So I'm good with that. I'm getting ready to hit with a little bit of primer, and then we're gonna call it a night. Let the primer dry overnight. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs out here. Unreal. Okay, 2 coats of primer on. The second coat, as you can see, is still a little wet. Looks good to me. No reason why that gasket won't hold. And I'm not going to paint it. This is a low budget operation. I may even do the body in primer. Run it for a little while with the body in a primer, just for that look. I'm not sure yet. That's what I like about this car. This car is gonna we just throw stuff at it. It's not a 69 Camaro or a 70 Challenger or 65 Mustang, anything that anybody really cares anything about. This is just one old car that you can just throw stuff at it, and anything you want to do, you can do it. And I have been doing that. I have been throwing stuff at it, and that's the way I wanted to build this car. Now, the last car I had was a 69 Plymouth. Everybody said, oh, you got to put a 440 in. You got to, you know, no. This car here, you can do whatever you want. Nobody cares. So it'll be in primer for a little while, and we'll put some paint on it maybe later on. All right, folks, that's it for this installment. On the next one, we should have the gasket on. Okay, folks, Bob here. Well, I tell you what, it's Thursday afternoon. I think it's about 3 o'clock, or close to 3 o'clock. Man, what a crazy week. When I last left you, I was had just finished doing a little repair on the trunk gutter, and was going to put the plan was to come out the next day and install the weather stripping, but I got a phone call. My mom got sick. They had to send her to the hospital, and she was had pneumonia, and she was in the hospital 5 days. And she's back now. She's back at the nursing home. I stopped seeing her a few times, and first time I stopped to see her, she wasn't doing too good, but I stopped yesterday and she's doing much better. She's back to normal. She looked good, so I think we're good there. So been kind of crazy week there, but anyway, then this morning the transporter called. I had a couple of cars headed to Europe, and transporter called. I was expecting his call. I was hoping he would call, but I didn't think he'd call at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's about 8:30, and he did. And he said, "Hey, I'm on my way. I'll be there in an hour." I'm like, "Crap!" So I had to jump in the shower real quick and get the cars ready for him to pick them up, and got all that done. And he was actually got here about 45 minutes later than what he said, which is fine. But he got here. We got the 2 cars. It was a Dodge Ram and a Thunderbird. I may put a video with the link, a video with this, and got them loaded up and headed to Europe. Actually, same customer on both cars, headed to Europe. And then it was decided to take Field Agent 390 to lunch. Treat him to lunch. He's helped me out a bunch, as you know, and he was helping me out today loading those cars on that trailer for that car hauler. And still working on. Remember, I posted, I guess about two weeks ago, I posted that I had made a deal on a Dodge Charger. Been sitting in the barn for, I don't know, 20-25 years. The reason I haven't done anything with that is the gentleman that sold the car to me can't find the title, or he couldn't find the title. And I didn't want to finish the deal out until he did, obviously. He has since found the title. Now he can't find the keys. So I'm cool. I told him no big deal. I got a lot going on anyway. But he's scrambling trying to find the keys. We got the title, we got the car, we just got to get the keys. And as soon as we get the keys, I'll head over there and pick that up. Got Furious here real close to being ready. I'm going to try to get this trunk seal on today, and I got a part I got to pull off of a car for a customer in Texas. Try to get that done today. And let me get this seal on, and while it's drying, I'll go pull that part off. And hopefully we can finalize the deal on the Charger this week and go pick it up. And I want to get it back here and get it off the trailer so I can get Furious on the trailer and get it ready, because she's itching to get to the track. And we got to my truck that I used to haul with is filthy dirty, and I need to clean it up good. And I want to give Furious a nice bath and clean it up good. We go to the track and we're going to look good. We may not run good, we're going to look good. So look as good as we can, and we're going to run as good as we can too. Whatever it does, we'll work on it. We'll make it better. And I'm optimistic she's going to run pretty good. So there we have it. I'll get back with you here in a little bit. Let me get this trunk seal glued on, and we'll be back. Okay, folks, I got the gasket on, and as usual, this is what I do. Glue went everywhere. I know it said put a thin coat. I'm not a big fan of thin coats. I don't know, whatever. But she's on. I got her taped now to kind of hold it in place. We'll let it set like that overnight. Tomorrow morning, we'll pull the tape off and set the trunk lid down on it. And I think she'll be fine. She's already pretty much stuck now. I mean, you can pull it off, obviously, but it's definitely on there. So I think we're good to go there. Pretty happy with how that came out. I do need a little cleanup. I have had better luck just letting this stuff dry. This excess sealer, just weather stripping sealer, just dry and comes off a little easier. It makes such a mess when you try to. I mean, I had my lacquer thinner over there, but anyway, I want to say somebody sent me a Lowe's gift card. Thank you. And don't know who it was, but I went to Lowe's and bought a few things: socket organizer, some blades, and some cut off 4-inch diameter cut off blades, and cut off wheels. So thank you for that. Cool. All righty, folks. Let me get out here and pull this piece of chrome off this old parts car back here for this guy down in Texas. Bob out. Okay, folks, Bob here. Been a little tied up, but it's Friday afternoon. Got a few minutes before I need to head out and do some other things, but I thought I'd come out here and start peeling the tape off of Furious here, and see if we can get it pulled off without damaging. Yeah, there we go. So let me work on this a little bit, and looks like the gasket dried really nice, and yeah, pretty pleased with it. So I'm going to work on this for a little while, and I will be back with you here in just a few minutes. This is one of them deals where I may need 2 hands to peel this tape off slowly. And been meaning to get a tripod. Every time I'm near the store that sells them, I got things going on and don't want to take the time to stop in there. But I do plan on getting a tripod so I can set the thing up and you guys can watch me do some of the work. But until then, we're still going to have to just shut you down and start you back up. So I'll be back in just a few seconds. Maybe a few seconds is a stretch, a few minutes. Okay, folks, all the tape came off. I had a little bit of peeled up right here on this. This is still primer. I haven't painted this yet. Don't want to paint it right now. And a little bit right there. And got a little bit of the sealer. Got a little crazy with the sealer, but you know, that's no big deal. We'll clean that up. What we can't clean up won't be seen. Let's see how the trunk closes now. So bear with me here while I move this prop rod out of the way. We have no hinges. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. It's closed good. Now, as you noticed, we lightened this trunk lid quite a bit, and it's real flexible, as you can see. So, and that's the deal. The nature of it's kind of like a race weight fiberglass. It's real flimsy, which is one reason why I wanted a trunk lid on it. So I gotta adjust that latch. But just as long as water don't run in the trunk, that's my main concern. Let me grab the key here. The key for the trunk. It just started raining. Hey, Claire. Came out here. Hopefully it wouldn't rain. And it's raining. Alrighty. Oh yeah. That's gonna work out good. Okay, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and let this trunk, even though it's lightened up quite a bit, all the bracings up for the V was removed, and it even boxed out. These pieces here came all the way out to here, probably about another 6 or 8 inches. Let me put the prop rod back up and I can show you what I'm talking about. This piece here, if my memory serves me correct, it came all the way out to about right here. And he cut those and boxed them. And the bracing that ran all the way down, matter of fact, I think they came out to right here. And then there was a bracing that came across this way. That's what it was. But yeah, we probably cut out too much. But that's okay. It's a drag car to be a little flimsy. But I'm a little concerned about this one corner. But let me you got a big old car like this, you want to get as much weight out of it as you can. And she's definitely high. We got to adjust on that a little bit. Definitely high in these corners. Look at that. Is that flimsy or what? Just as long as it seals good and don't leak water. That is definitely going to catch some air. Probably slow me down 10 miles an hour right there. We'll work on that. All right, folks, that's it for this installment. Unfortunately, I got some other things going on, and got a couple surprises coming up. I've looked at a couple of cars, and I've made an offer on one that was accepted, and I'm about to make an offer on the second one. And we'll get into more about into that kind of stuff with you later on. But let me run. I got things to do. I'll be back out here tomorrow, and we'll spend some more time with Furious.